Now, I want to tell you a story. The title is Grave of the Fireflies. Grave of the Fireflies is an anime produced by Ghibli Studio in 1988. Grave of the Fireflies means the grave of fireflies. This film is a very sad animation. This anime tells the story of a brother and sister who became victims of World War II, where America attacked Japan, who had to survive in the midst of difficult circumstances. This film begins with the main character, Seita, who is lying on the edge of the train station in a sad state. Seita finally died hugging a can of fruit candy. The station officer who was cleaning the station saw Seita dead, found a can of fruit candy containing ashes on Seita's body. The officer took it and threw it on the grass near the station. From the can came the fireflies and also a little girl who wanted to approach her sister's body that was lying on the station, but didn't because her sister was already behind her. Seita and Setsuko ride the train. Setsuko looks happy while eating fruit candy from a can. The two of them look out the train window, saw warplanes from the alleys. Then begins the story of their past. At the time, Seita was brewing the elite food ingredients, launching an attack from the air. He immediately carried his little sister Setsuko. His mother reminded them to immediately go to the refuge camp and ask Setsuko to be a good and obedient child. Seita didn't have time to bring a lot of stuff because the air attack had burned the house around his residence. He ran with his sister in his arms. The city has been ravaged by the attack. Seita and Setsuko were finally evacuated to the school building. As a result of the attack, the mother of both suffered very serious burns, and an officer suggests that they be taken to the hospital. But before being taken to the hospital, his mother has died. Finally, Seita returns to his aunt's house and keeps his mother's death a secret from Setsuko. He keeps saying that his mother was sick and would take him to see her when her condition improved. Seita and Setsuko's life at the aunt's house is going well. Over time, as food supplies dwindle and the government's rations are small, the aunt sells Seita's mother's kimonos in exchange for rice and divides the two with Seita. When Seita has nothing and the situation at his aunt's house begins to deteriorate. Over time, her aunt began to show her dislike for Seita and Setsuko, until one day, Seita decides to leave his aunt's house. Seita finds a cave-like sanctuary by the lake and decides to stay there. Where they live, there are many fireflies that light them up every night. Food supplies are running out and farmers don't want to sell rice anymore. Due to hunger, Seita ends up stealing from the farmer's field, but he's caught by the owner of the field and takes him to the police station. One day, Setsuko said that she had a stomach ache and felt strange. Setsuko became sick and her body was getting thinner and weaker. Seita took his sister to the doctor and the doctor said her sister was malnourished and need nutritious food. When Seita came home looking for food, he found his brother passed out by the lake, and from that moment he just lay weak. Seita went to the bank to get money. There he heard that Japan had surrendered and the marine troop ship where his father was one of the soldiers sank without a trace. It meant the father died. He came home devastated and found his sister lying there sucking the shells that were considered sweets. Setsuko also said that she made rice ball for her brother. Even though she was given a stone, Seita feeds watermelon into his sister's mouth and says he will cook porridge and egg. At the end of the story, Seita and Setsuko sat on a bench. Seita said, "Setsuko, it's time to sleep," and he laid his head on Seita's lap, and Setsuko looked at his house, which has become a big city with skyscrapers. And the last is the conclusion of this story, is to teach many things, like what it is to protect, love, master, and how to survive. Although it displays beautiful and colorful animations, the story of this film is a sad story. The film also teaches that living Seita's way can mean death.